Job creation and job destruction are part of the dynamic life cycle of a developing economy. Job creation is the sum of all employment gains from expanding establishments from one year to the next, including establishment startups. Tallahassee metro area job creation averaged over 6,200 per quarter in the last decade and about 7,500 in the 2000s. Job destruction is the sum of all employment losses from contracting establishments from one year to the next, including establishments shutting down. Job destruction averaged nearly 5,200 in the last decade and over 6,700 per quarter in the 2000s. The general trend over the past 20 years shows widening of job creation and destruction during a thriving economy and convergence during recession. The difference between job creation and job destruction reflects the net change in the number of jobs. The most recent decade had a net job growth of about 1,100 jobs per quarter, while the prior decade averaged about 800 net new jobs per quarter. There was more quarter-to-quarter consistency in the 2010s than in the 2000s. Firm size and age closely relate to job creation and destruction and net job creation. On average, small firms with fewer than 20 employees consistently account for a majority of net job increases, while medium-sized firms tend to have more modest net job increases and experience less quarter-to-quarter variation. Large firms account for considerable net job increases and were subject to greater fluctuation, particularly in the 2000s. For firms of all sizes, the trend over the past 20 years has been that the smallest and largest firms together accounted for about 3/4 of net job increase. Similar to size, firms less than a year old unsurprisingly account for a majority of net job increases, while firms 2 to 10 years old have a more modest net job increase. And large firms, which also tend to be older, account for considerable net job increases and also had more variability, particularly in the 2000s. For firms of all ages, the trend over the past 20 years has been that the youngest and oldest firms together, again, accounted for about 3/4 of net job increase.